Good morning and welcome to Caffeinated Crafting. My name is Daniela, known as Caffeinated Gert all around the interwebs. Today is March 29th, Sunday morning here. I'm playing peekaboo with the blinds. I'm going to try to stay over on this side of the screen so you don't get stripes. We have beautiful sunny weather here in Tennessee, and I thought I would give you guys an update. Fair warning, tiger's in the house. No, not right now. Okay, well here, we'll get the tiger cameo over with. Come here. Where you at? Come on. Come on. Come on. Over here. Come on. Here he is. Say hi to the mighty tiger. Are you gonna say hi to the people, and or are you gonna look at the? You want me to pet your head, huh? You want me to pet your head? There you go. Can you lay down though? Can you lay down? I'll pet your head if you lay down. Down. Come on, nobody wants to see your butt. All right, so it has been what, a couple of weeks since I recorded. It's been a really odd couple of weeks for probably most of us. The first week I ended up with overtime because the hospital was packed. My hospital then decided to cancel all elective procedures, which then meant that our census was really low. But they did that in case of emergencies with this pandemic, in case they needed the beds, the ventilators, etc. for sick people. So far in my little county, we have had 13 positive cases. I am keeping my tush home. It's kind of odd because in a way I feel like my schedule hasn't really changed because I work from home anyway. But I've only left the house once a week to get groceries for the last 2.5 weeks. Yesterday, let's see, yesterday was 2 weeks. And I don't intend to go anywhere other than to the grocery store in the immediate future. I think my husband and my child haven't left the house except to go take a run around their neighborhood. So they haven't seen anyone either. So I'm the outlier if anything happens in this household because I'm the one going to the grocery store. Anyway, so that first week the crafting was basically not much. I did sort of kind of finish, not really. I still need to work on these hats. Our fundraiser was postponed. Or if you're not going to lay down, you're going to have to get down. You want to get down or you want to lay down? Lay down. This is the most stubborn cat in the world. I bet everybody says that about their cat though. But Pistachio's not nearly as bad. He's being a good boy, hanging out by the window I opened for them. You want to go on? Are we done? Are we done? Go on. If we're done, go on. If we're not done, you need to lay down. Come on, buddy. Okay, geez. So our fundraiser was postponed because the hospital was not allowing unessential personnel. So basically, if you worked at home, you stayed at home. And they are now at the point where they are not allowing visitors unless you have, you're in the OB ward, the delivering tiger. So this has been postponed. So what I did, I frogged the first hat back to the ribbing, and this cat, I swear people, this cat, and graphed out strong and made it say Cookeville strong and finished the hat. And then I made another one. This one's slightly smaller. I figure it'd be good to have two different sizes and knit the same thing. And then I was going to make a nice big pom-pom to put on top of it. But I, for the life of me, cannot figure out what the heck I did with the pom-pom makers. I cannot figure it out. I have no idea. So I've Amazoned new ones, and when they get here later this week, I will put pom-poms on them. And then I also want to, after the strong, I want to duplicate stitch. No, buddy. No, you had your chance. No. I want to duplicate stitch a heart right here. So when the pom-poms get here, these hats will get wrapped up. The way things stand right now, I have no idea when they're doing this fundraiser. They will do it at some point, so I'm just going to finish them when the pom-pom makers get here and then hang on to them. I did already block them, so that part's done. Did that. And then other than that, let's see, did I actually do any? I think I knit on my sock a little bit. You know what? Since we have time today, okay, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and take care of Tiger. Okay, Tiger had pressing business in the garage. And don't feel bad for him. He likes to hang out there. There's an extra litter box out there. He is good to go. So yeah, since we have, or I have time this morning, let's just do a little review of everything that's on the needles. I tidied up in here, so I have everything kind of together. So let's see what we got, shall we? So in this adorable little bag from Whimsy Stitches, I have my Crazy Zauberball socks, and these did get a little bit of love. This is what my yarn looks like. And then I have a Taggy Tag, and this is the colorway that is Yubi Loim's Party, which is color number 2389 from Zauberball. And this is what my sock looks like. I am about, oh, I don't know, a little more than halfway down the foot, maybe? So the last time you saw it was, let me move my coffee because I don't want to dip my sock into my coffee. So the last time you saw it, it was probably here. Yeah, it was, I mean, not probably, it was here. So I have knit about half of the foot since the last time you saw it. I'm going to go ahead and move my little marker like a good little podcaster so you can see what kind of progress, or if I make any progress. The reason this one has gotten some love is that, excuse me, Westworld is back on, and I needed something to keep my hands occupied while I watched, and this is the only thing I had on the needle that I didn't have to look at while I was knitting. And you can't look away when you're watching Westworld. If you have HBO and you have not watched Westworld, what the heck are you waiting for? Because, geez, it's awesome. Then, let's see what else we got. I did put a couple of squares on my blanket. Do you want to see my big old blanket? Sorry for the crinkle. And more crinkle. Hesitate to pull it out even because it's all nice and folded up at present. Let's see, there's my needle. And here is my blankie. Let's see, where's the edge? I'm going to show you the end where I actually added some squares. Well, if I can figure out where that is. Ah, here we are. So I have added these two squares. They're actually the same. There's the same little ball, and this is all that's left. But it's self-striping, and they were at different spots in the self-striping, so I just went ahead and did two squares in the same yarn, and they match, but they don't really look the same. I love this about self-striping yarn in mitered square blankets. I have, let me see here. Where am I? Here? Here. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. I have 11 squares to go. If I could just get on it, although now it's warm out, and I don't really like working on it when it's warm out because I have to sit under it at this point because it's so big. But I really need to just get on it and finish up this blanket. And there it is. It's not like bed size or anything. Originally I was going to make it bed size, but it is way more than big enough to hang out on the sofa with. It's actually as wide as my queen size bed and probably goes up about 3/4 of the way. So it's, well, I guess it's like twin bed size, not like queen size then. Yeah, if you flipped it over, it would totally fit on the twin bed. So there's that. And I have no idea what the yarn was that I added to it. It was self-strapping awesome. Let's see. What mystery is in this cute little bag? This one is from You So and So. Oh, it's my Wohin socks. So the pattern is Wohin by, oh, and the other socks were just vanilla socks with a fish lips kiss heel. There's not like a pattern. These are Wohin, which are by Kauna Coffee, and they look like this. This is the qualifying sock for Sock Madness. Obviously, I did not finish those, so I am not doing Sock Madness. But if you like this pattern, and I do highly recommend it, it's an awesome pattern. It looks really impressive, and it's really easy. Those socks, the patterns will go on sale after Sock Madness is over, so look for them probably around June. So here's my sock. Wait, what have I done? What have I? Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. So, I was going to put a fish lips kiss heel in these socks because that's the heel I like. But the first time I knit the heel, I forgot to do the plain stockinette portion of the fish lips kiss heel, which made my sock super short, and I was like, no. So I ripped it back out. Well, then I re-knit it, but with the extra stockinette in the back, which meant more pattern in the front. But then that meant I had this weird little line in the middle of my heel from the white yarn, and I did not like that either. So what I ended up doing is knitting the heel it called for, which looks like this. Oh, now I have lines over here too. Hopefully not too bad. But here, oh, is that reflection from the needles? What is that? Because that's not there when I'm not holding the sock up. Anyway. It looks like this. It's a beautiful heel. It mimics the way they do the ribbing at the top. So, third time's a charm. I am now past the heel and knitting in the round again. So there is that. It's really cool. I mean, this is a really cool pattern. I like it a lot. So my white is Sparkly Sock from Whimsy Stitches. The colorway is Winter Garden. How come I'm not striped? Well, I guess I am kind of if I go this way just a little bit. But if I'm not striped, why is the yarn striped when I hold it up from the light? Anyway, it's sunny out. So sorry. And then my full color, this is Viking yarn, Nordley's Viking of Norway, Superwash and it is color number 957. This one is beautiful, and I really, really love how these two are playing together in this sock. I love that the background is kind of a gradient, like a really subtle gradient, and then the Winter Garden, the white on top, is speckled with sparkles. Also, the texture is different because the Viking yarn is a single, which is made for socks, so I'm going with it. It's a little bit hard to frog, that's grabby, so I'm thinking it'll be really great for socks, actually. But I love the juxtaposition of the texture as in the actual pattern, but then the texture as in the two yarns together. I am just really just loving this sock. So here it is back in my little bag. Let me put my pattern back in here. Oh, here, I'll put a stitch marker in there while I'm thinking about it. So that way we can see if I've made progress when I record again. Maybe not a pink one. If I use a pink one, you won't be able to see it good. I use a little blue one. So, oh, you know what? There's a yellow one in there. Oh, no, I need that one to no, I don't. Do I need that one? No, I don't need that one. So I'll just move this one. This must have been where I was last time. I must have, like, shown this off right before the heel. Because I'm pretty sure I did and said, yeah, I'm going to put a Fish Lips Kids heel in there. Just did not work for this sock. So here we go. I have my little marker in so that way we can see what progress I've made next time we take a look at this sock. Let's see what we got here. Next is Aiden's scarf. This is in my Pokemon bag that Rick made me for Christmas. It's a Whimsy Stitches bag. I know you're shocked. In it has this gorgeous blue DK denim, and I am knitting on a wheat scarf, which has gotten absolutely no love. None. This is for Aiden. He asked for a scarf, but it's too warm here for a scarf, and I'm just like not motivated to keep him warm because I don't know that he would wear it anyway. But he wants a scarf, so at some point he's getting the scarf. Maybe at some point he will, you know, when he grows up, he will live someplace where he'll need a scarf. I don't know. All right, last but not least is my very, very barely there worsted weight boxy. Ooh. Don't be taking the, oh my gosh, it's like all a tangle. So, this is all I have. It's not been touched. I have ribbing. I did, however, order more of this gorgeous gray to make it more uniform. So this gorgeous gray is London Fog on DK by Leading Men Fiber Arts. So my boxy will be mostly this color. I am still striping this in here, which is, does she have a tag for that? Ooh, found this. This needs to come out of there. I know there's a tag for this. Isn't there a tag for this? Is it in there? No. There's no tag. Oh, I found needles. Oh, I was looking for those. There's all kinds of stuff in this bag. I don't have a let me see. Let me look. Hang on. I have my iPad. What is that yarn? Like, I can think of the person's name, but not like their shop. My notebook projects. Worsted boxy. It's Crafty Corn by Landon on Etsy. and the colorway is Galaxy. So at some point I will get back to this boxy, and it's in a huge fringe bag. So all those things you have seen before. Have you seen one of these? Acreworks makes these knit kits. So there's a, oops, there's a gauge swatch, thingy bobber ruler, and then there is a measuring tape attached. There are scissors. It comes with darning needles, and there's magnets in here so the darning needles don't fall out, and it comes with a bunch of these little metal interlocking, comes with a bunch of these little stitch markers, and they also stay attached because from the magnet. There is also a needle gauge on the outside. It like does everything except make coffee for you. It's awesome. There's lots of extra storage room, so I have these markers in there. They're not like metal, so they don't like magnetize to stay in there. But with the lid on top, they stay in there quite nicely. This is fantastic. Acreworks, man, Acreworks. And they're semi-local to me because they're in Knoxville. Oh, and I thought I put my pattern back in there. I guess I did not put my pattern back in here. Oh, look, I have all the patterns laying here now. So Wool Hen is going back in my You So-and-so bag. And what's this? My worsted boxy. The pattern, by the way, is by Joji Locatelli. And if you haven't heard of the boxy, then I'm not... I think everybody has knit one of these at this point. I do love my fingering weight one, so I'm anxious to knit this one for next year. But, so that's everything that you have seen. And I did cast on a new project. So... have you guys heard of the Strange Brew book, cardigan, whatever, from Tin Can Knits? I wanted to make a cardigan, but I went ahead and bought the whole book, which is like 20 bucks on Ravelry, and it has like, I don't know, a bunch of patterns in it. Let's see. Strange Brew. It has 14 patterns in it. So there are sweaters, and the sweater sizes go from women's extra small to women's 4 extra large, and men's small to men's 3 extra large. I want to say there were kids sizes too. Usually, yeah, they also have children's sizes. So you could knit these things, all of these things, for anyone in your family. There are 14 patterns. There are sweaters, hats, cowls, and these are all color work. So basically with these patterns, you get the math done for you, and then you can kind of more or less using that math, or you can knit it the way they suggested, which you know I'm not going to do. They do the math for you, and then you basically design your own color work with it. So in this particular case, I am knitting a top-down yoke sweater, which I'm going to steek and turn into a cardigan. I was going to show you guys and couldn't because I didn't have my iPad, the inspiration for this. Let me see if I still have it. Do I still have this on here? I do. So I found this sweater. I ran across this sweater on Reddit. And I followed them to Ravelry and favorited it. So this is my inspiration. The knitter is Mimi Guyan 075. The pattern of this sweater is Primrose. And I would have just knit this particular sweater where the pattern's already all there because it's gorgeous. However, it does not go up enough of a size for me. I think it went up to a 2X, but their 2X was like in the 40s range, like 48, maybe bust. It was too small for me. My girls need more room. So, but I am drawing inspiration from this sweater just because it's a neon sweater, but it's like, the brain needs more coffee. It's traditional Fair Isle, but it's a neon sweater, and that's my inspiration. So basically, this is me kicking off Neon April a little bit early because I couldn't wait to start. So speaking of that, Neon April starts on April 1st. You can knit, crochet, sew, weave, spin, anything neon you choose, and there will be like 2 or 3 prizes, depending on how many people we have finished. And I haven't pulled the prizes yet, but they're going to be awesome. Excuse me. Also, while I'm thinking about it, we've got a couple more days, and I don't think I've recorded. I did announce it on Instagram, but I haven't recorded since I did. So right now, any of my pattern sales at the end of the month, I'm donating them to the Putnam County Emergency Relief Fund, which is to help all the tornado victims in my area. We had an F4 tornado come through on March 2nd at the middle of the night with no warning, basically. There are a lot of people without homes, a lot of people hurt. So I wanted to do something else to help. So any pattern sales between now and March 30th, is it 31st? There's 31 days, right? I can't tell on my watch. My watch has been funky. Yes, so between now and March 31st, I will donate to the Putnam County Relief Fund. I haven't sold a whole lot of patterns, but hey, every little bit helps. And at this point, I'm gonna like round it up and add a little bit to it before I make the donation. So the other thing I have on the needles, then, speaking of Strange Brew, before I got sidetracked by the whole squirrel, is a cardigan. So what I've done is I have this book, Fair Isle Motifs by Mary Jane Mucklestone. I've had this for a while. It's an awesome book for reference if you are into Fair Isle and you like to make your own designs up. It has pages and pages of, well, there's 200 of these, of different size motifs that you can then plug into your sweaters. So I'm using this book in conjunction with the numbers from Strange Brew for the cardigan. So, and I'm making very simple notes. Right now, this is what I have. So this is my first section. I'm working on the second section. My second section is, I'm going to have these little, fun little, that's really annoying me, the blinds. I'm sorry, people, about the blinds. So I'm working on this fun little clover right now, and then it'll go up to the zigzag. And then I'll have increases, and then I'll get to design like my next little section. And this is what I have so far. And I swear this thing is knitting itself. So I started the ribbing. Let me get my needles situated here so I don't like losing stitches. The ribbing I started during a hangout Thursday? Yeah, Thursday for the, but then this, the color work part, I knit all of it yesterday. So I am doing a lot of Google Hangout time for my local knitters. I'm the organizer for my local group, and we generally use Meetup, but we are not meeting in person at this point. So we are doing a whole lot of virtual hanging out. Ah, that is so annoying. I'll bring you closer. Will it get better or worse? I'm gonna have to. I'm hiding from the. I'm hiding. No, there's no hiding from the sun. I'll just wrap this up with the thingy. So the main color, or this is from Whimsy Stitches, and the colorway is called Unicorn Purple. And it's a sparkly sock base. So this color I'm going to use obviously for the neckline, because that's what this is. And then also for the button band and the bottom. So that will tie those pieces together. I'm also going to kind of disperse it throughout the sweater to tie kind of the whole sweater together. But other than that, I am using, not this, because I've decided not to use any variegated. So that needs to get put up. I am using this bag of already balled leftovers and whatnot. This basket of goodness. I also have minis. These are from Whimsy Stitches. These are from Knitty and Color. There are some more from Whimsy Stitches and some more from Whimsy Stitches. These I don't really want to dip into because I have another project in mind that I want to use these for. And I don't think I will need to dip into those. Sorry about the crinkle, and sorry about the, oh, look, if I sit back here, we can have better, we can have no lines. Okay, I'll sit back. So my goal is to use what's already balled up, but I have more like Bright Mini Skeins, those two packages, and other things to use. So what I'm doing here is I started with this lovely Unicorn Purple, and I carried it, and this first little motif, it's the little dot in the middle, so that carries it down. And then I used it for the stripe in between the two motifs. And then, and this third one, I didn't put any in, but I used it for the stripe after the motif. And then I did not use it for the last motif, which is like, it was just like a 4x4 block, in which I did use variegated because I wanted to see what it would look like. But I don't really like how it looks like. It looks great in some sections where the color hit just right. But then in some section, it's kind of muddied. So like right here, it hit too much of the same color, so it looks muddied. You can't really see that it's a 4x4. But over here, for example, you can see the 4x4 blocks, like around where I'm running my finger. I'm trying to show it like between the sunshine lines there. So I've decided variegated is out. So what I'm doing now is, since I used quite a bit of the purple here in the first section, now that I'm working on the second section, I'm using the purple I introduced here as my background color and dropped this pink. And then the pink here that I've introduced, which is from Unwind Yarn Company, but I don't remember the colorway. I'm introducing this one in the second section, and I'm going to carry that down, and that will be my background for the third section. So I'm thinking as I do each section, the colors will kind of get tied together that way. I need to do in the next little part, which will be, the next little part will be this zigzag. In this I need to add some orange. I've got my colors planned for the clover. So right now I'm knitting the clover. There are, I don't know if you can see that from back there. So the clover is done so that this is, the outside of the clover is darker and the inside is lighter. So I'll have purple and green on the outsides, and then this pinky purple with a lighter shade of green on the inside. And then so for the next section, then here, somehow, probably on the inside little thing, because once again it's got a darker shade on the outside and then lighter on that inside middle, that's probably where I will introduce the orange. Ooh, that hot pink and orange on the inside would be good. Because orange, I think, is the only color family, I guess, that I have not used yet. And I need to go ahead and introduce it so that it won't stick out like a sore thumb when I get further down and then suddenly add orange. So I'm trying to make sure all my colors are introduced in the first couple of sections, so then they can be, you know, throughout, not just like all the orange on the bottom kind of thing. So yeah, this was super fun. I did like an open hangout for my locals yesterday. I started it at 9, sent the link out to them. Then a bunch of them popped on at 9. Some of them left, some of them came, some of them left, had lunch, came back, and we finally shut it down like at 6. So I sat here all day. It's like periodically I'd get up and leave and do stuff, come back. It was good. I think we're gonna make that a thing. They seem to appreciate the face-to-face time. We all miss hanging out together at our favorite coffee shop, which is just not a thing to do right now. And once this is all over, we'll be very happy to get back to Poets. So yeah, I'm completely obsessed with this cardigan, so that's what I'm going to be working on. And I think, should see you on Friday. See you guys later. Bye. Oh, wait, I have one more thing. Sorry. Wait. I wanted to tell you about this knit along. Let me pull up the information real quick. That's why the iPad's here. Let's see here. So, the Anders Mill Knits podcast, which is AKA Millie, and it's ANDERSMILL, all one word, Mill Knits podcast, is doing a not so isolated craft along. So you can, there are a variety of things you can participate in as you are stuck at home and want to craft. There are stash buster options. There are there's charity knitting. There is using your old stash. There are a ton of different ways you can participate and get in this group and have a good time. I will post links to the group in with my show notes, which are on Ravelry.com in the Caffeinated Crafting group. I've been linking my project pages so you guys can see like what the yarn and everything is. I feel like that's redundant because you can just click and look at my project page and see what I'm using. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Show notes I'm going to consist of, so I always link the actual video so you can watch the video there if you want to. And then I'm just going to add like important links. For today, for example, that will be the link to this group. Because otherwise I feel like it's a waste of time. You're seeing the same thing you do on my project page. And I do make an effort to keep my project page up to date so you can use that as reference if you need to see what yarn I used and didn't catch it when I tried. I try to be careful and tell you, but if you don't, it's on my project page. Speaking of yarn used, in my cardigan, there is a ton of different things in here that I have no idea what they are. No idea. I know I have some from Rain Obsessive Stitchery. I know there is some yarn in here from, hang on, I can look at the projects I've made. Just because I recognize some of the old yarn. There is yarn from, oh, gosh, I guess I have to go like way back even for this one. It's just, it's all different kinds of yarn. So I will not putting in what yarn I'm using. It's all fingering. I'm using some from Holly and Ivy. That was from my Wonderland, Into Wonderland shawl. It's just all the random leftovers. Let's see, there's the yellow I've used here was from Yarn Geek Fibers. It's Wilhelmina Fleming colorway. Trying to look at the old projects to see where maybe, I mean, most of this yarn is like seriously old, and I haven't knit with it in a long time, and I just went through my leftovers that my bag that I have, that I've been pulling from for my memory square blanket, and just pulled out all the neon. And then I had barely touched skeins and some full skeins that I have wound but not used, and those are in there too. So it's just a mishmash, and there's no me like figuring out exactly what everything is. When I do recognize the yarn, I will share those with you and let you know what they are as I show you my cardigan progress. All right, so go check out the Anders Mill podcast group so you can play along, have some fun with a knit along while we're all cooped up inside. There's a variety of choices, different ways to participate. I am going to donate some yarn for prizes, and I might play along a little bit myself. See you guys later. Don't forget, Neon April will have started by the next time I record. April is what, Wednesday? Is it Wednesday, April 1st? Yes, April 1st, Wednesday. Cast on something bright and cheery and happy and enjoy. Bye.